Alrighty ho. I think that we are live. I think. I am gonna need you guys to let me know if everything's working fine, because quite frankly, I haven't done a live stream in, I don't know, actually probably the better part of a year. So here we are, we're live. And that's awesome. You guys, there's heaps of you guys here already. How cool. Obviously, you know what we're doing today. We are taking, oh, thank you. I know it's working now. We're taking on every FPV simulator that I've managed to get my hands on. We've got 11 simulators to get through today. We are not going to be doing one of them, and I may as well run through what that one is really quickly now, solely because you can't stream it. I can't show you guys, but there's going to be a follow-up video to this coming out in the next week, which is where I'm going to be taking all this information and this research that we're doing together today, putting it into a concise video, and then coming out with the best, the worst, and obviously you guys are going to be a part and help in that decision as well today. So that's going to be exciting. The one that we're not going through is the DJI Virtual Flight Simulator. So that's, from what I understand, only in the goggles and only on your phone. And I'm not streaming on my phone. This is the computer. So that's what's not being done. And you also have to use the DJI controller with that. There's going to be more on that in the future video. I'm not the biggest fan of that simulator, so we can leave that as somewhere out of the way. But yeah, we're going from free simulators to simulators that cost $2, $10, $6. What else we got? 20, 30 US dollars is our most expensive simulator today. Which, if you ever watched the older simulator, Ultimate Simulator video that I did probably about a year ago, it was for 2023. In that video, Velocidrome was the most expensive. That's not the case anymore. So today we're going to go from the cheapest all the way up to the most expensive. And yeah, we'll go through that, which is going to be a bit of fun. There's also going to be a few categories that we're going to be putting things into. So it's not just going to be, here's the best and here's the worst. We're going to do very similar to last time again as well. We've got the best training. So is it like a great simulator for you to fully learn FPV in? Then you've got, well, I'm going to try and remember these off the top of my head. I didn't write these down. So you've got best training. We've got the best graphics and performance on a computer. So I'm running the MacBook M1. That is the base of everything today. So yeah, it's not a gaming computer at all. It just should hopefully work as well as possible. And we've got a couple of updates since the last one. Trip FPV now has an M1 native mode, which should raise our performance. And Uncrashed is now available on MacBook as well, which I didn't know for the last one. So yeah, that's great. We've got those two to try out. And then, so yeah, we've got performance. There's the physics. That's another category. What's the most realistic? What's the best for racing is another one I wanted to do. Because everything has racing modes. And then what's the most fun? Like, if I was to pick one of these simulators, doesn't matter what price it is, then what is that one simulator that I'm like, yeah, you know what, I just want to have some fun today. I don't want to do training, I don't want to practice, I just want to go fly. So we're going to find out that one too. So, yeah, any questions on that? Because we are live, so I can talk to you guys, you can talk to me. That's, man, we should do some more live streams. This is a lot of fun already. And I'm just going to look at our chat here as well. Man, I wish. So coming up first of all is Coaster Joint, which I think was posted before we actually even started the live. And he said, man, I wish this video was up before I purchased my sim, lol. Yeah, well, we're all going to know by the end of today what that best sim is. So we've got, hello, I just want to say the quality of your videos you make are exceptional, man. Keep up the great work. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I'm going to keep on trying to up that quality. Hi, Jonah. What else we got? Hi, Clutin Films. I'm probably going to get all your names wrong. I'm sorry. Right. I guess that we can get started. I'm going to double check that everything is working for us. Just got your first sim today. What sim did you get? I'm interested to know. Bought Liftoff, loved it. Now I have 6 different sims to fly in. Epic. We're going to have 11 now. I think I spent like a solid... I must have spent about $200 or $300 dollars New Zealand, because that's where I am, so like 150, 170 US on simulators, which is wild. That's a lot of money to spend on a damn simulator, or a bunch of simulators. Anyhow, let's pop this aside and let's go in here. Okay, so we're gonna head over to Steam, and actually I'm gonna take you back to me. We're gonna go and do I was finally building a drone with a friend, but one of the ESCs is dead. Oh, dude, I literally just blew an ESC on my race drone, like, last week. Very annoying. And it was my fault. I shouldn't have been turtle moding so much, but yeah. Hey, Parker as well. Yeah, I got DRL. I got DRL. It got me flying. DRL absolutely was how I started, which is really cool. Okay, so we are going to start off with the free one today. Now, the free one is made by Orca, who make the goggles. Some of you may not have heard of them. They're a little bit older with just the release of things, and they don't seem to be... Oh, hold on. How do we turn sound down? There we go, I think. So they're a little bit older school with... Well, not older school, my bad. They're very much so relevant. They just haven't released anything recently that is like, oh yeah, let's check it out. The Orca goggles are a bit old now, and because of that, I haven't really heard much about Orca since the goggles release. But they do have a simulator, and that's what the simulator is that we're looking at now. I've currently got the sound in my ears, but I think I've managed to turn it off for you guys. So I'm just going to quickly pop in here and kill the master volume because I can't be bothered with that annoying sound. Okay, so FPV Skydive, the free simulator. We've got training. I've already gone into my settings and set up as high as I possibly can on this computer so we can see how that all runs. But we've got the TX16S here today. That's what I've been flying with for the past however long, 3-4 years now. This is a monster. It's a beast. I love it. So yeah, we're gonna be using that today. And we've got a question: is liftoff still relevant? Absolutely, I would say liftoff's relevant. It's on our testing list for today. I mean, you're gonna see the next simulator that we try out. Is it the next one? No, the third simulator that we're trying out today is the third most expensive. The third from the bottom in terms of price. And I would say that is the least relevant simulator possible. This free simulator is more relevant than a simulator we're trying later. So, first of all, we're just going to head up with the normal drone that they give us. And let's just head into a bit of freestyle and see what we're working with. So, I haven't really flown much around on this at all. I've only flown to set up my rates, and I've only flown to test out the graphics and get them working as well as I possibly can on each of the different simulators. So I went through last night and got everything ready to roll, and yeah, this is my first time flying on this particular simulator. So this one's the free one by Orca, and flying around as a general right now feels pretty smooth. It actually feels fairly realistic, and it doesn't feel like it floats too much. So that's full throttle down. It definitely does float, and you bounce a bit. But for the most part, it's actually not a bad simulator whatsoever. Especially when you compare it to the simulators that we're going to be trying out later on. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, that's cool. I have got a little bit of a feel for this simulator right now. We'll also have a little play around in the racing mode now too. So, I'm basically going through, and I'm keen to know if you guys have tried any of these simulators and what your thoughts are on the simulators. So if you use it, let me know your thoughts. Let me know why you use it as well, because it's a big thing for me to try and understand from everyone's perspective. Let's go try out the racing side of things. So let's do racetrack 1. I'm not really familiar with the drone that we're going to be using, but we'll give it a try. It's definitely pretty far. Oh, goodness. I feel like this is a very fast drone for the track that I'm on, but that's fine. We'll roll with it. I'm going into concentration mode now. Oh, japers. How many laps we gotta do? 3. Okay, we can do that. Oh my goodness. I am rusty. Man, the throttle is so sensitive on this though. We keep on bouncing up, so I presume the camera angle can't be super angled. Oh, I'm really fluking this. To be fair though, aside from the gates feeling a little small, this is actually this is quite nice. I like the trails that it provides you with to get you to get you through each of the gates, so that you know where you're going. Oh, it'd be so good if I could just hit the gate. Man, I'm meant to be here testing this out, and I can't even bloody get through the gate. Alright, let's just go through nice and slow then. Very good. Not enjoying this one. Okay, I'm enjoying it, I'm just bad. I get it. So yeah, it's not bad. Especially, shit, we're on free. Like, this is entirely free, so I will take free any day of the week and give it a pretty good rating because they're not charging nothing. So I am a little bit confused on how many damn laps I'm doing on this though. I swear I've done more than 3 laps. Okay, I'm done racing that one. What do we got on here? Don't use FPV Skydive anymore because there is more customizability and better graphics than other sims. The other sims are not free though, so it's a good introduction. Liftoff micro drone focuses on tiny whips. Absolutely. So yeah, so far, pretty good. The next one to test out is the training aspect. So let's head into just the first lesson. These are generally, I'm not going to read all this. Oh, are we just doing, is it all, aha. Okay. I think, we've got set the throttle to 0 and arm the drone. Okay, we're armed. And I took off. Nothing's locked. That's one big gripe that I have immediately. So when you're flying on the simulator and you're trying to actually learn for the very first time, it's really difficult when the drone's not locked. So right now, I can, if I go back into an interactive part. Okay, so if I go into an interactive part here, Oh, good lord. The graphics have just died on me. That's cool. But, oh, we are locked. Interesting. Okay, well, that's not bad, but it is went very graphically intense there for a second. So, Philippi, gotta go. All good, my dude. Thanks for coming along. There's a plane flying past your house. Yeah, there was one flying past before. My bad. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I want to leave the training program. Please. Okay. So, left the training program. That is... Can you still hear a plane? There's nothing that I can hear. I don't think my fans are on the MacBook either. Let me know if it doesn't go away. Or let me know if anyone else can hear a plane. Or something. Okay. For a free simulator, let's come back to here. For a free simulator, FPV Skydive, made by Orca, is a very, very good choice. So, I would say if you've got nothing and you just want to try something out, this is kind of a no-brainer. It's very difficult to not be able to recommend having a free simulator. Everybody needs a free simulator, and the next simulator that we're going to be trying out is aimed to be the beginner's first simulator, but I would definitely say the FPV FPV Skydive, my bad, this one. FPV Skydive is better than the one we're about to try out, which costs money. But let's head on over to our next simulator. I just gotta wait for my computer to load now. We got I'll show you guys. We got the little loading. Oh, never mind. It's just entirely crashed. What a start. Let's head back over here and just stop it through this. Okay. So, we are waiting for FPV Skydive to stop. There we go. Next up, we're trying out, this is one that I didn't even know existed, to be honest. This is $2 US, so not very expensive. And a lot of you may be familiar with it, but I was not. This is the Curry Kitten Simulator. So, let's launch it on up. You can see I've had 5 minutes on this simulator, so not quite the biggest. Oh, jeepers, we've got plenty of sound boosting into my ears right now. And I'm going to, listen to this. Yeah, I can't deal with that. Hold on. I need to learn. There we go. Oh, goodness. Sorry. I can't deal. Well, I can't deal with that sound. That was something else. Okay. So this, I'm still a little bit confused on how to work with. But let's go to the city on this. Cool. And we're going to go start sim. Now, I've already set up... Have I set up rates on this? I believe I set up rates on this. Let me start it. Rates. Was it the flight assist scenarios? Okay. So I did set up the rates on this as well. Which is cool. I do want it on high. Okay, so we have, oh good lord, we have got the rate set on this, which is good, which means I can choose, how sensitive it is and adjust to make it be a bit more like flying my real drone. Now, this here is supposedly meant to be an accessible simulator for beginners. And at $2 US, it does achieve that. But I question how much more better it is than something like the Orca simulator. Because for something like this, oh, jeepers. Oh, I can't tell if that just... Interesting. Something like this costs money, and I would say arguably has a worse system menu. Like the settings and stuff, I gotta click on the screen and I get like this, and it genuinely is confusing for my brain to try and work the stuff out. And then you want to go to the main menu, is like this side of things. I don't know what quad ball is. Should we try it? Let me know if we should try that. If I get one, yes, I'll do it. I kind of do want to try it. But, is there any racing on this? Or training? That would be a good question, you know. Resume the sim. Original level. I wonder if this is our... I wonder if this is our only racing stuff with these little gates here. Okay, I got more than one comment saying try it, so we'll try it. Okay, so these race gates are very small, and my throttle is pretty much sitting down the bottom, so maybe I'm not giving this enough. Man, okay, we'll go to 30, but I feel like that was still pretty bad. So there's, by the looks of it, no real race mode on this at all, except for these gates, which kind of do the job, but damn, they are small. So yeah, I'm not very good at flying those. Yeah, let's go over to the city over here. So there's no battery, like on some of the simulators that we'll be hitting a bit later on, there's battery simulation. This doesn't have any battery simulation, so because of that, that's like one thing that is missing. And it's very basic. Like, there's just not much to these maps. This is, yeah, let's boost on out. I mean, yeah, like there's some cool stuff, but it kind of just looks like it's been thrown in there. You know what I mean? Like, so this is our map. That's the whole thing there. You can see it all. And yeah, we got some of this, I don't know, whatever these are. Nuclear power plants or something. And we can dive through them. How exciting. Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not loving this so far. Let's go and try this quad ball. Play quad ball. Okay. How to play. In quad ball, your task is simple. Use your FPV quad to move the ball into the goal. The quad flies with the same controls. Okay. To move the ball, you need to fly your quad into it. Sometimes you'll need to hit the ball hard, other times softly. Blue edges to a level indicate a force field that will help deflect it. Not all stages have that. And I have to try again. Start. But, okay. Alright. Start game. Simple beginnings, guys. It's time to play quad ball. How exciting. Okay, I guess that... Oh man, the floating in this is so weird right now. Oh. Why is... Man, everything feels so slow. Why is that? Okay, well that was... That was interesting. Let's try the right angle. Okay, how exciting. I mean, I appreciate the thought that goes into this. Let's just try hitting it once. Okay, well, that's not going to work, is it? Let's... Oh, jeepers. How do we... back to there. Let's get over there, and I'm going to put this through the... Man, I can't even explain how off the controls feel on this. Camera angle's back down to 0, but just in general, everything feels really like the gravity on this. Okay, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna get the ball into the gate, and I'm gonna read you guys' comments again. Get this ball to the gate. Why does it do this to me? If that ball goes off, okay, I can't because it's on the bouncy things. That's good. Did I just hit the post? Oh my goodness. My sticks are at like full movement. This is full movement. This is how slow it is to fly with. Wow. Okay, I gotta go in a minute. I'm not doing any more of this. Back to the main sim. Okay. What are you guys saying? Am I using the TX16S? I am. That is what we're running right now. This has been my controller for like the past 4 years, so it's an insanely good controller, and I like it a lot. How is your drones from your last vid? Yeah, so that was teaching my friend Tyron how to fly FPV in 24 hours, and they're okay, actually. They're both fine. The Nazgul, which landed in the river, spoiler, sorry if you haven't watched that video. Spoilers right now. So, yeah, that I put into the oven for at 50 degrees Celsius for about 6 hours, and that dried it out absolutely fine. So, yeah, that's working fine. I haven't actually flown it, but I've boosted the motors up, and it seems to be working okay. Then the other one, which is from the Kiwi Quads build, that it only dropped out the sky because of the goggles turning off, and then he disarmed it, which was actually really good. It was a good reaction to disarm it and not be like, oh my goodness, freak out. So, yeah, they're both fine. I haven't flown the Nazgul since, but from as far as I know, they're all good. Right. I am done on that simulator because there's no training mode or racing mode. Teaser trailer. Yeah. Like, there's a plane. Interesting. Not a massive fan of, what's this one called? Curry Kid and FPV Simulator. I think it's just a little bit outdated, and maybe when it first came out, that would have been a pretty good option to go for, especially if it was released before FPV Skydive, because that would be your cheapest simulator at that stage. So, yeah, definitely not getting any points to go towards much. It doesn't feel super floaty, but it also doesn't feel like real life. So, we've got a question. Hi, I also live in New Zealand and I have a tight budget. What gear would you recommend? With a tight budget, depends how tight your budget is really, because I initially thought my budget was really tight for FPV, and I had, I'm just going to put the control up there. I had a Beta FPV Light Radio 2 SE, I think it was. And that was a very promising looking controller for the price, and it had good reviews, and I was like, yeah, I've sorted, I've got this ready to go. And then I had so many issues with it that I actually ended up going, and I sent it back, got a new gimbal. Then that same gimbal, the new gimbal that was put into it, did the exact same thing and broke. So if it worked well, then I would be able to recommend the Beta FPV Light Radio. But I don't know if the build quality of the Light Radio 3 is any better than the 2. I haven't tried it. But I went straight to the TX16S because it's a beast of a controller. If I was buying it now, I would probably go for the Boxer. I think the Boxer's definitely better, but I don't see any reason for me to upgrade to the Boxer or switch to the Boxer. I don't know about upgrade, but I don't see any reason for me to go to the Boxer over the TX16S right now, but if you're starting out and you have a little bit of money, go for the Boxer. Then for a drone, simply just get something that's like a tiny whoop. I wish I started with a tiny whoop. Those things are so great to crash. They don't break, and if they do break, they're really cheap to fix. Then goggles, that's, yeah, you're going to have to go for analog if you're on a budget. There's nothing else to it. So, yeah, that's kind of all you can really try to do. You could go for a kit, get the Tiny Hawk 3. That'll get you into it, and then you're going to want to spend a whole lot more money all the damn time. So, what have we got up next? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to launch up our third simulator of the day, which is $6 US. So, this is FPV Freerider. Now, let me pop this back up. Right. Let's go back into it. And while that, while that loads, I'll have a drink of, this looks really bad, but it's like Barocca, you know, the vitamin drink. I don't know what they're called, but it looks really bad. It tastes good. Okay. FPV Freerider. This is $6 US. I rated this very bottom of the simulators last time that I did this whole test. And just looking at this menu, this feels just as bad as the Curry Kitten one that we just looked at. So, there's not much to change. I have already done my... Where are we? I've already done my pitch and roll and yaw and my expo. So that's kind of as good as I'm going to get it. Then, if we head into... What one should we go for? They all look so similar. Let's go for the desert, because it's so exciting. Man. Oh, we've also got audio. Hold on, I can actually give you guys a little bit of this audio. Here we go. Now we got something else interesting happening. So, this one, the upside about it, it does feel more realistic than the past two. And the gates are easier to hit. The thing that lets this down is, what are you going to do in this? Like, seriously, look at the track. There we go. It's at the entire course, right? Like, that was it. But if we go over here, this is the entire map, like that. That's that entire map. And then if we head out to, I don't know, let's go to playground. Look at the map size, right there. It's tiny, and you can't fly out there either. If you fly out, you just get pushed back in like that. So, like, it's interesting, right? You got these features, I guess you could call them, but yeah, I don't know. They're very, very small maps. Car park, this is potentially another interesting one. At least they put some thought into the sound. Like, it sounds like you're in a car park. The whole echo and stuff, that's pretty cool, I won't lie. Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't what I thought it was. Can you get out of the car park? No, you can. See what I mean by it's like, it just kind of is a tiny map. Like if I head out here, oh, okay, there's... So I was like, oh, maybe you can actually fly outside of this area, but no, the map is literally an orb. Anywho's, that is pretty much that. Here's the racing mode. Let's go to Meadow for the racing mode. Go for a timed race. Holy heck, okay, we're going straight in for it. Oh, the sound effects are pretty nice in this, you know. Oh, I missed it. I don't know where we're going now, though. Oh, okay, just over here. Oh, missed that gate. Wow. Does it restart? It restarts you? Ah, if you crash in a race, it restarts. You can't even flip. You're just done. So don't crash. That's quite funny. I will admit, the physics in this feel a lot nicer than the physics that we've tried so far. So this is, in my opinion anyways, the nicest feeling simulator so far. Most realistic, put it that way. But that's about as far as it goes. There is, again, no, what's it called? Training mode in this. So you do what you got to do. There is a racetrack generator though, so you can make your own racetrack, which is something. But I don't know. It's not a terrible simulator, but it's also not like anything crazy. I wouldn't pay $6 for it. Put it that way. So, on to the next. What do we got? Next up is... let's pull this back over to me. Next up, we are moving on to how I started FPV. And many of you may know, I started off... Okay. So, well... I started off with DRL, the Drone Racing League. I don't actually know why I started off with this simulator, but it looked the best, and I just decided to give it a try, I think. So I went on with this. I'm going to start it up now. And this is exactly what I used to try and train up Tyron as well in the 24-hour challenge. So we've got the sound on still. The training mode on this is what I would say is one of the best and gets you started really well. You've got the onboarding program, which is the onboarding program I think takes you through the... DRL still updated nowadays? Yeah, DRL is still updated, I'm pretty sure. Should we check that? DRL was last updated on May 19th, 2023, so yeah, not too long ago. Let's head to Fly and let's just go for a freestyle because it's fine to go freestyle. So first thing that I love about DRL, and this is like one of the simulators I know a lot about, is the fact that there are hundreds, okay, I don't know about hundreds, there are a lot of maps. So, there's like all these original maps which are really nice, and they're massive, by the way. If we go to Mega City, I'll let you show you. The camera angle's low, holy. The maps are good, the graphics is good, and it ran really well on most of... so I had another computer before this, and it ran well on that, and it was worse than the Mac that I'm on now. So because of that, I like it. But in terms of physics and stuff, it's okay. It's not anything crazy good. Your drone feels a little bit underpowered and floaty, and you're like, whoa, kind of just gonna float everywhere. But the maps on these things are big, and they're interesting, and they give you something to do. You can fly around, you can fly under things. I don't know. Obviously where DRL is going to shine quite a lot is in the racing. Okay, nice, I went out of bounds. Is in the racing section. So if we head over to that, you're going to see what I like about this simulator. Let's go Fly, solo race, and let's just do something here. Apparently it's hard. Let's do it. Okay. So, DRL is, if you don't know, actually a proper real life thing that people race against each other and it goes on TV and it is called DRL. So this simulator is actually how you get into the official DRL racing league, which is a really cool concept. So like you go from racing in a simulator and proving that you have, you know, the best times and whatnot, to then, what did I even hit? To then going through and actually racing. Like obviously you got to be a whole lot better than me, and I'm sure that majority of you guys are. So you just have to, yeah, go through and win some races and stuff. And then the cool part there is that you get to go and compete in real life, and that's how they do it. They actually also ran some proper full racing championships on the simulator, which is also kind of a neat idea. So yeah, they did all the actual. Oh, this way. Wait, yeah. They did all of the. I'm trying to remember words while flying. They did like all the proper competitive races. Did the course on the simulator, which was fun. But yeah, this is a big part of it. It's all about the racing, and you can see the lines are really nice. They show you where you're going. You know where you're flying at all points in time, which you're going to see why that's a big deal, because it does get interesting as we get more expensive, that the simulators don't actually necessarily get better. Yeah. So there's a fine line between what is the best and what is going to serve you the best for the price. Alright, we nearly finished the race, and then we're going to move on to the training section, which is how I started. So, let's see what we got on your guys' comments as well. This is just my opinion, but that sim is not really that good. Fair enough. I mean, hey, each to their own. Some people are gonna love stuff, some people are not. It's absolutely fine. I like the DRL training ideas, which I used to do in real life later. That's a cool thing actually. So that's what we're going to go on to now. We're going to go into the training side, and we'll go into onboarding. Is it onboarding that I want to go into? It is, yeah. So I'm not going to go through the whole mission because it takes a long time to get through, because it teaches you all the basics. But what I do like about it is that it strips all of the hard things away from FPV. Oh, we got music again. Holy heck. It strips all of the hard things away from FPV and makes it easy to just start to get your head around. Because for a lot of people, getting started into FPV, they've never even flown a drone, which is kind of like a crazy thing. Like I fly normal DJI drones all the time, right? And so you can see right now too, I'm at full throttle. So this is what I mean by limiting the drone. So like, we all know how sensitive our throttles normally are, but check this out. This is full throttle, and then it allows me to like be able to hold it in that area. I just think it provides a whole lot more confidence, and again, you can't do anything with this stick, can only pitch forward. So good. It just provides a lot of simplicity to beginning to understand how to fly. And yes, it's an angle mode, and yes, there's controversy with that, but I don't care. This exact thing is how I learned to fly FPV. That's crazy. And by the way, I couldn't do it very well. Obviously, this here was a fairly simple process to learn this sort of stuff. But once it got me into the actual FPV training side of things, when it takes you into the drone and makes it FPV, that's where I started to struggle. And I got real frustrated. But, I mean, hey, what did it take me? 5 hours to actually, like 5 hours on the sim, and I thought that was heaps of time. And I was like, yeah, I'll be sweet. If you haven't flown a drone yet, I'd recommend doing more than 5 hours. Cool. So, that's a good simulator. I advocate for DRL sim a lot. I think, can you guys hear the blooming wind outside? Holy. going to take a quick moment to drink my drink. What is my opinion on the Runcam Thumb Pro? Never used it before, but if it's anything like the Insta360 Go 2, I personally won't like it because of the quality. I'm a quality snob. I really struggle to use lower quality things, even if it means that it's going to fly better or whatever. But I like the best quality video. I'm a videographer. I make videos. So it's all I want to do is get the best quality video. So anything that's like mediocre video, like especially if it's worse than my phone, which by the way, this image you're seeing right now, this is off my phone. So this is pretty hard to beat in the sense of like, it's not just an easy thing to nail. And a lot of the really small cameras can't do that. GoPro does it. I am so over the issues that I've had with GoPros in the past. I made a whole video on that. Then I've got the DJI Osmo Action 4. I love that camera. It's actually amazing. And yeah, I've tried the Insta360 Go 2. I still wouldn't buy an Insta360 Go 3, which came out more recently. Yeah, for me personally, I would rather just stick with DVR on my smaller drones that can't fly a bigger camera. And when I want to fly and get footage, like nice footage, I would fly with a bigger drone that can handle an Osmo Action 4. That would be my conclusion on that. Pheasanted. I do not know how to say that name. I used to fly FPV drones a lot, and that got me into drones and then FPV. Sick. That's actually cool. I used to fly FPV drones, DJI drones all the time for my job, because I am a videographer for my job and I do property listings and stuff. So I was always flying drones. And honestly, the only thing that got me into FPV was seeing some of the FPV footage on Google, or like, good Lord, not Google. My brain's getting fried already, guys. On YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, I saw all this FPV stuff coming through, and I was like, oh man, how does my drone do that? And I was like, oh, you got to have a special drone that you got to build? Man, I don't got time for that. So I actually, I probably saw FPV a good 8 years ago, and I looked up the kits and stuff to build it and buy, and I was like, no, I don't have the time for that, I'm good. And then it went into the back burner again. Then, 4 years ago, I picked up and I was like, I'm going to get a kit. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it. I did it. And there. So, yeah. DJI drones are a good way to get into it. And it's going to be an interesting one seeing what the DJI Avata, or the rumored DJI Avata 2 is like. I might pick it up. I might not. Just to test it out. The original DJI Avata is... I have so many mixed opinions on it, and I flick between them. I love it for travel and the easiness of it, but I don't like the drone, which is a big part of it. So I was like, oh. Right. On to number 5. We have one that I haven't tried before and was recommended to me so many times, so I am excited for this. You guys want to take any guesses on what it is? What is this simulator that costs more than DRL, but many of you say that it is the best simulator that you've ever tried, and that is all you fly? While you're writing down what you think it is, your answer, I'm going to answer this question. What's your opinion on the Tiny Hawk 3 Plus Freestyle? Tiny Hawk 3 Plus Freestyle, I haven't flown it, but from what I understand, it is the same characteristics as the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle, and it runs HD0. So HD0, bloody cool, very interesting. But the Tiny Hawk 3 itself, presumably fantastic. I loved the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle. That's how I started on as a drone. Great little drone. All right, so we've got some answers in. We've got liftoff. Liftoff again. Trip. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it's not... Man, how many times are you guys going to say liftoff? It's not liftoff. It is... uncrashed. So, this is a fun one. Uncrashed is one that has been recommended to me so many times, and I originally thought that it was not available on Mac. And when it first came out, it wasn't available on Mac. So, very cool that I'm on it now. And I played on it for like 2 or 3 minutes last night. I do like the simulator. So, I've already set up my controls. We've already done the rates on it. We've already done the same things we've done on the others. If we head into, I'll give you guys a little bit of audio with us. Let's head into something like relaxing, like rallycross, and let's just go into free flight. So, this here is, we're just flying in a general, like, freestyle mode right now. But these graphics is insane. This looks like, and this is not the highest settings because my computer can't handle the higher settings, but everything about this is so freaking clean. And we've got beautiful audio to go with it. It's so much fun. Like, how do you just have cars rolling and stuff? Like, isn't that just insane? I love chasing stuff, and this simulator really gives it to you, you know? Okay, we're inside of a car. I am a big fan already. Very cool. Let's head over here and see what the water looks like. Water is something that is very difficult to get right because of the reflections. But, oh my goodness. Straight off the bat, look at this. And it changes, like, exposure. As you fly into, like, the bright areas, it changes exposure so you can see. And then, like, it's like flying on a GoPro. Actually beautiful. This gives me the biggest smile on my face. The reflections are nice, and like if I actually ramped this up to, what are we on? We're literally on medium, like medium quality. Crazy, man. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Is that the biggest? Yeah. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Here is it on Epic. This is Epic graphics, so it's way more choppy, but look at that sun flare. Oh my goodness. And I can still fly, like it's just not super nice to fly. It's very choppy, but holy heck, this just looks insane. The textures, man. So this is, this was one of the ones that I was very excited to fly on. And you can probably see why, because it just looks genuinely beautiful. Then, there's a, hold on, let me just really quickly pop those graphics back down to custom again. Okay, guess you can't pick custom. Okay, let's go for that. That works. Now, something that I am not too sure about is the ability to race. So if we head to, let's just go to this place. And what have we got option-wise? Oh, okay, we got some races over here. Let's see. If we go free race, this will be interesting. Okay, this is the first race I've ever done in, what is this, Uncrashed. And you know what? So far, it's a little bit glitchy, and my camera tilt feels really low, but we'll do it nice and slow. I do like the, okay, jeepers, my graphics are struggling. We'll have to pop it back down to low, or at the very least, get rid of some of that processing, and effects down to medium as well. View distance can go low because we don't need to be able to see far. Okay. Let's try that again. Right. Okay, so far that feels a bit better, kind of. Yeah, I have to admit, my M1 MacBook is struggling with this race. That's the only downside that I'm finding so far. And it's, I think right now, because we're in a lot of trees, and trees tend to absolutely, yeah, so literally the second we got out of the trees in, okay, let's just go to something that doesn't have trees, like the buildings. Okay, let's try this. I have a feeling it's because of the trees. Trees tend to abuse my MacBook. It's just not built for it. But let's see, this here should be a lot better. Oh yeah, straight off the bat, this here feels a lot smoother. Oh wow, we're going through there. Man, this is a lot of fun though. Oh wow, okay, we're going inside of this area. Like, man, these maps are fun, you know, like, and they're so high quality, it just feels well, it feels unreal, and that is called Unreal, right? Like, or Unreal Engine, whatever it's called. So, yeah, man, this is fun. It's not the best racing mode out there, but it is a lot of fun. This is so far the most fun that I've ever had on a simulator. Ever. And I said that for Liftoff last time. Plenty of maps, plenty of fun. As far as I can see, there's no beginner mode, so unfortunately it kind of loses out there. But for freestyle and for fun, this might be the way that we're looking. You guys saying anything? Have I done FPV skydive? I did FPV skydive as the first simulator today. That was the free one. Hello, are you playing the best simulator? It's a lot of fun, I will admit. Let's bring me back up again. I was trying to set up my controls on Crash, but it was so cursed. Really? Oh, let's head back there. Controls. I thought it was absolutely fine setting this up. So you just go auto, and then select your throttle axis, and then like go on each of those, and that seemed to be fine. But yeah, I didn't have any issues with setting that up last night. What do we got? I never knew Uncrashed had graphics like that. Neither did I. It's insane, right? Oh man, I can hear my MacBook fans, and you guys probably can too. So, bro, the feeling for freestyle training is insane on Uncrashed. I was quite surprised. I agree. This is an insanely cool sim to play around on and actually just mess around on. Not going in there for anything particularly, just going to play and have some fun. What else we got? I'm excited for the new gaming handheld running Extreme Z1 and above, and the new Intel Ultra, because I usually have some time to kill for FPV Sim when I'm running errands outside. The new gaming handheld? I am not clued in on this. Or is it the Steam Deck? Is that what it's called? I think it's called the Steam Deck. Gonna buy Uncrashed, looks like a great sim. Yeah, you know, I don't have much bad to say about it, to be honest, so far. By the way, multiplayer coming soon. That's kind of interesting. That's one thing that I'm not really testing out too heavily on. But we'll touch on it in the wrap-up video. Okay, next up, we have got another one that I didn't actually know about, and I was a little bit surprised with it, but it's 16 US dollars, so a dollar more than Uncrashed, and it is called AI Sim. Oh, AI Drone Sim. Didn't even nail that. So this is the AI drone simulator, and it was released before AI became a big thing, so don't really think about it as AI. The menu is okay. It's got some models that you can actually download as well, which was quite cool. So I downloaded the Nazgul Evoke and the Avada yesterday. I'm going to run with the Nazgul Evoke. Let's go to audio and just pull that down a bit. Okay. Then we're going to go select spot and find one. So what I did like about this was the maps that you can download and fly around in are pretty rad. And you can come in here and there are loads. Like, how do you scroll on this? Have I tried Trip FPV? Trip FPV is coming up soon. Not just yet though, but very soon. So yeah, there are heaps of maps on this, and a lot of just a lot of stuff to download and put on. So let's go for New York 1950s. Just go freestyle on it. And yeah, I have adjusted this, so this was really heavy on my computer, and it didn't work out too great with the trees originally. I don't quite know why we're already flying. But you can see straight off the bat, it's quite glitchy in these trees, and if I go out of the trees, you'll see it gets a lot better. But yeah, this is another one that's really kind of gives. What? Did anyone else just see that? Was that just me that just? What did we just experience? Why was there a car flying in the middle of the road? It was actually just flying, and he's driving again. What the heck? Okay. Anyways, that's unbelievable. Holy heck. Oh, Mike, you didn't have to donate anything, man. Thank you. Holy heck, appreciate that. Damn. That's going towards that went towards paying DRL. That's sick. Thank you so much. I was just saying this simulator is similar graphically sort of side of things to what was it called? Uncrashed. Yeah. This is similar to Uncrashed. I feel like Uncrashed is definitely better, but for the most part, this is very much so I think this came out before Uncrashed. And if it did, then it would have been the pinnacle at that point in time. It does feel floaty, I won't lie. But it feels fairly realistic. It does feel a little bit slow too on my response. Yeah, I have to admit. Could just be a little bit laggy. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the message, but it says let's celebrate their first super on a live stream, and you guys are bang on. If you can't see that, it's in the chat, but it just says that that's the first super. So that's the first donation that I've had, which is so cool. That's freaking awesome. I didn't even expect that. I was just coming on here to chat with you guys and have a good time and share this. So that's really cool. Thank you. So you're gonna like the maps in FPV Logic. Have I missed the simulator? I've never heard of FPV Logic in my life. FPV Logic. Are you kidding me? That's why I haven't got it. So I can't fly that because it is on Microsoft Windows. Gotta love that. I would have bought it if we'd had a Windows computer, but I'm running Mac, so. Okay. The next thing I did want to try and find is to see if we can find a race. So I presume these are races. We got time trial attacks. Okay, let's give it a try. Wow, this looks really small, I'm not gonna lie. And really basic too. Man, it floats a lot though. Floats a lot. These gates are so hard to hit. Man. I guess I'm also trying to do this with the Nazgul Evoke, right? Because I'm doing it freestyle, so it is definitely going to move me around. I mean, like, it's nice. It's not terrible, you know? This feels like, this gives me Velocidrone vibes, actually. Just not as realistic as Velocidrone. Velocidrone definitely is more realistic. We'll get to that, though, of course. Yeah, okay. Not terrible. I don't mind it. Not the best. Pressing R can help. Okay, we'll do that. Oh my god. I should have figured that today was going to show off just how bad my skills are at flying. Right. So the other thing that you can't find on this, correct me if I'm wrong again, is a beginner's mode. So there's no beginner's mode. There's nothing to get me started, to get me into things. It's simply go into it and fly and race. So that's okay. Just doesn't get to compete on that at all. So let's head back to me and head on out. Oh, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I won't lie. Cheers to... I don't even know what it's called now. Barocca. There we go. What are you working as? Like, where do you work, and do you make any money off of social media? I had to burp, sorry. So I do videography and photography for real estate agents. I market houses, basically. That's where I get my money. I'm freelance. I set up that company over the last couple of years. Then recently I've started to make a little bit of money off of YouTube. Yeah, it's not much. It definitely doesn't cover my time that I put into it, but I'm not there right now, like, it's not my job. I'm not aiming to make all the money to be able to support myself right now. I would love to move into that in the future, and I would love to be able to do this full time, be able to create content like this full time, and then obviously I would have to pay for that. But as of currently, there's no chance that I could actually manage to do that. So yeah, that's what I do. That's where I work. And yes, I make money off of social media, off of YouTube, but not anything crazy. So next up, we have got number 7. And some of you guys, what's my favorite sim so far? I've been working, working with 5-inch, want a close sim to it. It really depends. Are you going for realistic physics? Are you going for racing, like freestyle, fun? There's a lot that we could talk about there. My favorite so far has been Uncrashed. Love that. Such a good bunch of fun that I've just enjoyed. Yo, Brodie, I'm in NZ and wanting to try out FPV, but don't want to spend a lot right now. Would you recommend Emax Tiny Hawk 3 plus freestyle analog version as a starter FPV drone? I'm not sure. I if you're just buying the drone, there's probably better options. If you're buying the kit to make it easy to get into, yeah, I probably would push you towards that. I haven't flown it still. I haven't got the kit yet. I really should before recommending that sort of stuff. So yes, from what I understand, it's a good drone kit, but I can't guarantee it. Then, yeah, okay, let's move on. Let's do our next simulator. So number 7. This one you guys have talked about already, and I've played this before. It is Trip FPV. Now, I wanted to show this here for a reason. So we've got play Trip FPV and then play Trip FPV for M1-M2 experimental-high performance. We're going to go the experimental high performance because we're on M1. And last time I played this was not on M1, and it was... Okay, we got more blooming audio. Did the game just crash? Oh, how nice. Okay, well, definitely experimental. Let's try again. That's hilarious. It's not starting now. I literally just had this running yesterday in experimental mode. Okay. Let's let this play through and see if it crashes again. Last time I played this was the non-M1 version, and man, I had to crank the graphics down so low just to be able to make sure that it could play, which was rough. And at that point, there's kind of no point in playing Trip because the whole point of it is to have a great, fun, realistic experience. Okay, we're in luck. We've got into the actual game now. So let's go and fly. I don't know what I just clicked on, but I just clicked fly straight away. So I guess we'll see where that takes us. Hello from Germany. Hello from New Zealand. What a way to start. Okay. So this here is Trip FPV. Right now I feel like my graphics might be a little too high, but it might just be because we're right next to trees, which are currently screwing with my... Okay. Also a big map. I do forget this stuff. So the bigger the map, the harder your computer's got to work. So you can see right now it's super like laggy and doesn't feel good at all. If I come into my video settings and we bring down, yeah, it's all high. Okay, I don't think I actually adjusted any of this. Let's just do everything on medium and do view distance quality as low, visual effects, reflections, everything onto medium. I really should have just done overall quality. Anywho, okay, there we go. Now we're feeling a bit more snappy and real into it. Not perfect, but a lot better. So this now feels like I'm actually flying a sim. The realism of the simulator is certainly there. I mean, it doesn't look quite like it's loading too well, any of this stuff, because I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure I remember this being better. Okay, yeah, I wasn't like lying to myself. Oh, so it's the view distance that we're failing with. Interesting. Let's try a different map. It's such a great game at max graphics. Yeah, that's what I want to be able to play it at max graphics, but I can't because, yeah, well, I have a MacBook and it still doesn't really run that well. Which is interesting now that I can run uncrashed at pretty damn high quality. I'm surprised that Trip FPV isn't running at pretty high quality. And I think the game just crashed. No? Okay, my bad. Oh no, my computer is lagging like crazy and the mouse is not moving. is happening? Take me back. Okay. This is interesting. I'm not sure what's happening to the ground here, but I'm not liking it. I've got high graphics on right now too. Okay, we're gonna hit the quit button temporarily. So yeah, I'm having a few issues with this experimental version on Trip, which is not a great by that. Yeah, so even on this M1 experimental version, we're still struggling to get graphics going. Like, this is really laggy now. Would love to, would love to be able to run this at higher things, but I just cannot. Which is kind of sad and frustrating. Like, man, even at medium, that's still glitching me around when I start to spin. This is the sort of thing where, like, it would be really nice to have multiple computers to be able to test this sort of stuff on. Because right now, I'm judging this off of an M1, which, hey, to be fair, the M1 is a very powerful computer, and cheapest, and it runs everything else really well. So I don't just put it down to the fact that I'm running an M1, because uncrashed works quite well. But yeah, this sim is, it's nice. It's got good feel to it. It feels realistic. That sun was interesting out there. It's got a good feel to it, and it does feel realistic. And it was one of the first sims that you could chase something that was realistic. So if you head into like activities, what do we got? Well, let's just go for a ski jump. So this is kind of part of the fun of it. There's different interactive side of things that you can go and do. Am I at the right place? Yep, I'm at the right place. I just don't know where the guy is. Normally something pops up, but maybe it's not working very well. Yeah. So right now, Trip is still not great for me with its graphics. It's super intensive. It's massive maps. Would be great if it worked a bit better for me. I'm gonna try that at some point on a spec'd out computer. That'd be sick. But right now, there's not much I can do to really show off the graphics of it. It does work well. If we go to races, this is another one that's not going to perform super great. I'll crank the... I'm going to crank the graphics down on this. So it's not going to look as good as it can. I'd love for it to be. Okay, apparently I got disqualified immediately. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to crank it down to low. Not what you want to be doing in Trip, considering it is a all about the graphics, but man, even on low graphics, it's not going great for me. It's unfortunate, because I would love for it to be able to, I'd love to be able to use this a whole lot better, but it's super glitchy right now. Like, this is me moving around. It's just really, really lagged. And Bobby said maybe try it without streaming, and I have. I did last night, and it worked maybe a little bit marginally better, but not crazy good still. I couldn't get to high settings still. Okay. The other thing I wanted to try and find, is there a beginner lesson on this? If there's a beginner lesson, great. I have a feeling there's still no beginner lesson. multiplayer and development. Okay, so no beginner lesson. That concludes that one. Let's have a quick look at your guys' comments. I run it with HDMI to my goggles. I think the only thing with the HDMI is that it can get a little bit of latency. Depending on the goggle, depending on the connection, depending on the computer. All that stuff. But yeah, I haven't heard great things about connecting up goggles to the Sims. But that could also be outdated information. I don't have, so I've got the HD0 goggles now, and they've got the HDMI in as well. But it's a HDMI port that I don't have, so I'll have to get a cable for that to see if it works. Thanks for the giveaway items, bro. I'm so grateful that I got 2 chains because I thought I was going to get one. Yeah, hey, it's just something small anyways. Kind of be a bit of fun. Greetings from Canada. Oh, sick, dude. Over in Canada. That's cool. What do we got? Is my overall recommendation Liftoff? No. Nope. It is not Liftoff. So Liftoff was the best for me on the last time that we did this. But that is actually what we're trying out next. Coming in at, what are we? $20, so $20 US. We're going into Liftoff. It's going to go default. So Liftoff is one of those ones that got pushed in. Apparently we just crashed again. Liftoff's one of those ones that got pushed a lot because of who it's created by, Rotor Riot, or like sponsored by, I'm not too sure. But I kind of never really looked into it, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. We tried it last time, so that was last year, and I found out about their freestyle mode, which I think is very cool. I'm going to quickly turn the sound off again. Okay, cool. So, this came out as the most fun and also the overall winner last time. So I can understand why you're asking that question. But currently, I don't think it's going to be the winner, the overall winner for getting simulators. Let's just go into a quick free flight. Do I get to pick my map? Or did I skip? Okay, no, we're good. It does feel like it's got limited maps, to be honest with you. Like, they're good maps, but... And obviously Joshua Bardwell's house is in it, which is, it's cool. But I just don't think that there's tons and tons of options. So this is one of their new maps. Permafrost it's called, which is kind of cool. Haven't actually played this yet, so yeah, I just saw that it was a new map. Let's take a quick look and get the feel for the physics, get the feel of the graphics. It's taking so long to load. Oh, why are we in... Oh my... What is happening? Okay, hold on a tick. My computer overheating or something? Or is this just what I've got set up? We're on beautiful, so I'm a little confused as to why we've got grain, like the game options. Oh, get rid of camera noise. There we go. I was like, why do we have so much camera noise all of a sudden? Shouldn't be like that, and it's not, so we're good. Let's resume and restart. Okay. So this is a super intensive map to be flying, and I'm flying on like some of the highest graphics right now. And it's handling it better than Trip does, which is something. Obviously it's not perfect. I'm going to bump them down. Graphics. Boop. Let's just pull this down from beautiful to good and resume. Okay, cool. So this should now work in theory a lot better, and it is. Okay, so this nice. This feels very refined. Let's put it that way. So Trip feels like they put a drone into a big map. This feels like the map has been designed for the experience of flying, if that makes sense. And I don't know about that, but like it just feels a bit nicer than the Trip simulator. I would say this feels familiarly similar to Uncrashed. And it's very clean. It's very, very clean. Let's go into just a slightly less crazy map. Please let me go there. Okay, cool. And I'm also going to put the Slipstream mod on. Slipstream mod is an additional cost on top of this, but it introduces your elements like moving cars and whatnot. Which now comes... Was it Uncrashed that had them? It was like, yeah, it was Uncrashed that had cars to follow and things to do and exciting stuff, and you didn't have to pay any extra. So, there's that going for it. But I've played this map many times now with the cars, and this is one of the ways that I actually trained to go and chase cars in real life, which is a fascinating concept, that you train for something and then go and do it in real life, and you notice that there are some things that become apparent to you that you do take from the simulator. So yeah, this here is this is the like general sort of, oh my goodness. This is the general sort of graphical look that we're getting on these. I don't know what's up with my flying today, but it's not working out nicely. So in general, this is a beautiful simulator. And you can see we're not on the best settings right now. Yet we still have immaculate performance. We still got really nice reflections, bloom, motion blur, and it feels very, very natural, which is nice because obviously we want something to feel natural for us. Oh dear. It's kind of, I mean, hey, at least I can laugh about how bad I'm flying today. That's an upside. But yeah, so this is a realistically, what's the word? It's just a super realistic feeling simulator that is looking good and it also feels really good. So the physics in this are realistic. You can see why it gets recommended. It's a fun sim. Like, this is a lot of fun, and I obviously get a lot of enjoyment out of chasing stuff. Yeah, so it's definitely a whole lot of fun and enjoyable. But next up, what we're going to test out, so there's an extra element in this one that none of the others offer, and that is, yeah, I know that the performance issues suck. It is the freestyle mode. So this is fun solely because we have not seen this anywhere else. Okay, let's go into it. So this, you get to go and perform your tricks, and you get actually marked on your tricks and stuff, which is a lot of fun. You kind of get points, and I think you get a time limit on it. Yeah, you get a minute to go and do tricks and like, you know, wow, like you can, yeah. Whatever your tricks are, you can kind of do them, and then you get points for them. So like we do a big old power loopy and a dive, then that's great. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that you don't get in any other simulator. My drone feels very underpowered. I don't know what drone I'm using. Yeah, I don't know. It is a bit underpowered. Let's just go here real quick. Okay, so yeah, this is a fun mode. It's kind of like an extra game mode that you can play in, which is just something extra to do other than race and cinematic-y freestyle flying. It gives you a point of it gives you a point of actually doing something for a minute and testing your skills and like trying to, do tricks. And like, wow, look, I did backflips and power loops, and we could probably do a trippy spin. Not a trippy spin. What am I talking? That's not a trippy spin. I don't even know what that one's called. That's a cool mode. I like it. I suck at it, but I like it. So that's the fun of it. The last one, second to last mode that we're testing out is the race mode. Now if we go into standard, let's have a quick look at your guys' comments. We've got a few of them here. What about Orca FPV opinion? Their simulator FPV skydive? Yeah, you can't beat it for free, really. If price is not a factor, which one would I recommend? Man, it's such a difficult one to put a pinpoint on. But even without, like, if you're just freestyle and you just want beautiful stuff, then I would say at this stage, we're not finished yet, but at this stage, uncrashed is the way to go. And do I have a Patreon, a way that we can give to you? You've seriously helped me out a lot. I think I have a Patreon, but don't stress out about sending stuff through. It's all good. I appreciate it a lot. I'm just here to help out where I can and just do what I can. What's my fave so far? Uncrashed, definitely. Have I tried Trip? Yep, we did Trip last simulator. So yeah, that was the last one that we just did. And yeah, I think it is a reverse Matty flip. Anyway, I'm not very good at it. Let's go and do a race. Nice simple race. I guess we're just going to run with this drone. I don't actually know what drone it is. So yeah, we'll run a race, see how we feel about the controls and the gate size. And also, the other big one is, oh man, this feels so much better. The other big one though is the way that you see the gates and like the next one. So like these arrows that, okay, I lost my props. These arrows that you see popping up like this, that's the way that it takes you to your next gate. And that's something that I've never been a big fan of, to be honest. Sometimes it can get a bit confusing as to where you're actually going. This is obviously a very simplistic course in a big open area, so it doesn't make any difference in that sense. But like, yeah, I do sometimes struggle to know where I'm going next for my next gate. I mean, jeepers, we're actually flying through trees. Oh no, we've taken out the props pretty well. Like there, I didn't really see where I'm heading next. And obviously, yes, once you get used to the track, you're going to know where you're flying. But at the end, like, okay. So I didn't see those arrows then. Maybe I'm missing something, but okay, and same gate again. That's something that doesn't happen in races. I really like how DRL have done it. Okay, we're done. I really like how DRL did the gates and the showing of where you're going next. You just always are following it. So this feels really nice. And if you don't mind those arrow things that take you to the next gate, good. It's actually okay. So yeah, pretty good racing scene. It's okay. The other one though, and this is something that's been updated since I last did the review of the simulator. It is the flight mode. So, goodness me, it's the flight training. So when I first started testing this last time, there was no in-game actual getting started. You would click on it, and it would take you to like a completely separate YouTube video within the game. It was tacky. It was really tacky. Obviously it works, I guess, but It wasn't very interactive. I didn't enjoy it, and I rated that very low. I mean, it's better than having nothing, but it was mediocre. This, however, is the new getting started. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, and I still don't think it's amazing, but I do have to give them props. It is a lot better than it used to be. So now we have this interactive mode. It tells you what to do, and they put it into angle mode to get you started, which is cool. I appreciate that. And we do start off in a, what's it called? Line of sight mode. So instead of having obviously they're showing me what's happening right now. Instead of having you start off in FPV mode or like unnaturally following the drone from behind, you know, like how the camera before in like DRL, you like your camera's here and your drone's here and you're like flying like this with it. I'm not sure that's like the best option to start off with. It's an interesting one. What we're seeing right now is them showing off what each of the controls kind of do. One thing I'm not sure if I like it or don't like it though, is the throttle is stupidly sensitive still. So there's no, okay, we're going to try and skip through as much of that as possible. There's no way to kind of learn, I guess, about your throttle management other than learning it properly. But the throttle on this, and you're going to see in a second, for a beginner is really, really tough. And considering this is their first way of getting into it, like the first time they might have ever put a controller in their hands, I think it's a bit rough, to be honest. I think there should be a little bit of leeway on it. But let's see. I would like to fly, please. It's still doing the demonstrations. Okay, my turn. That's good. So, let's see. Yep, I know. Okay. So, this is me going easy on the throttle, okay? Like this. That's going pretty simple. And I can't really maintain a super easy altitude. But if I boost it, like, you can see... Damn. You can see that it's kind of like a very sensitive thing still. So they do put you in angle mode, which limits your movement on that sense. But your throttle is still very much so a bit touchy for my liking. Sure, it might be realistic, but I don't know if realistic's everything when you're getting started. So yeah, we can look through here. You can kind of change your yawing and all that jazz. So yes, it works. And yes, it is functional. So you can figure things out. But I'm not sure about the... Like, I still struggle flying line of sight. Line of sight's actually hard. Mike said, thanks for the demos, Brodie. Have to jump for now. Looking forward to your final result. My vote is liftoff for all around and Velocitron for the physics. Awesome, man. Yeah, hey, thanks again for the donation. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, so, well, hey, liftoff's an interesting one. I think liftoff does a lot of things right. I still don't think it's the best starting place, though. It's improved. Definitely takes a good improvement in there, but not the best. Okay, we covered everything in that. Let's head back out. Cool. So, this one we're heading off of Steam, and we're going to... You guys probably guessed this one if it's off of Steam. It's Velocitron. Now, this is $22 US. Still not our most expensive sim, by the way. This is only number 9, and we have number 10, which is the most expensive sim by a long shot, and I got some things to say about it that are not positive. but this is my experience. Let's check out VelociDrone first. So, I've been... Oh, where's me gone? Hello. I've been using VelociDrone a lot more recently because I've been training to go to New Zealand Opens. If you don't know what New Zealand Open is... New Zealand Open, not Opens, my bad. New Zealand Open is like this New Zealand's national drone racing event. I'm actually competing this year. Last year, I just went there to check it out and see what it was all about. This year, I'm competing. So I've been training myself up a little bit in VelociDrone because it is pretty much the best way to train. It's where the track is, the official track, so I can actually fly like so here. NZO track. We go on. This simulator is all about racing, by the way. All about it. I don't think there's anything else that you would go on VelociDrone for. So yeah, we'll start off with the racing aspect of things. I haven't flown this track in a little bit, so I might be a little bit rusty, but everything in this feels very realistic and very lifelike, in the sense of how this drone flies is very much so how it flies IRL for this is the same drone that I built as my race drone. This is literally the exact drone. So yeah, for that fact, good lord, for that fact, it does a great job at replicating how things feel. It feels pretty good graphics wise. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not crazy bad. Yeah, so it's a cool sim for its purpose, which is race practice, right? If we head out and so the big part about this is multiplayer and Nemesis mode, which basically lets you race against other people's times. And obviously you create tracks and all that fun stuff, but that's kind of it. Like, we go tutorials. What are we? Flight training. Here we go. Is this the same? Okay, wow. We don't want to go to YouTube because I'm going to get demonetized. Right. Or not demonetized. What is it? Copyright flagged. Anywho, this is all that you can really do on VelociDrone. And for $22, it's okay. Compare it to something like, let's say Uncrashed, right? With Uncrashed, you are only going to Uncrashed for your freestyle. With VelociDrone, you're only going to VelociDrone for racing, basically. What else have we tried today? DRL is kind of like in the middle. I think DRL is in the middle for it all. Liftoff is also in the middle. DRL probably focuses a little bit more on the racing side of things. JDA, sorry if you already said this, but what is the best one for a beginner? At this point in time, it's DRL, but we've still got one more simulator to go. So, DRL is definitely the best for a beginner if you've never flown. Liftoff is ho-hum for beginners. But if you're only buying one simulator, I don't know, it's a difficult one. I'd probably say go DRL, but I'm a little bit biased towards that too. So yeah, in regards to VelociDrone, we don't really have much else to test on it. That was kind of it. Racing, very good at it. And that's kind of it. And that's what you get it for. Just popping. Okay. Righty-ho. So, let's have a quick look at our comments again. The micro drone has no acro. The micro drone. Oh, are you talking about on Liftoff how you can get the Whoop pack? Yeah, I haven't bought that. That's additional. Again, it's like the Slipstream pack. It's additional to get more stuff. So it's kind of like you got to buy into the ecosystem, which is a little bit rough. But right. Let's have a quick look here. Okay. So we're moving on to our very final, our last simulator of the day. We've been going for nearly 2 hours now, so holy hecker. My neck is getting sore. I'm getting a little bit tired on it, but this is 30 US dollars. Let me show you. 30 US dollars for DCL, the game. Now, I have struggled multiple times to get this game to start. It crashed many times, so we're going to see if it does it again. It probably will, but if we go play, not going to touch anything, not going to touch, oh my goodness, we might have actually gotten straight into it. I can't even explain to you guys. This literally, okay, holy heck, we got some audio. This literally crashed probably a good 5 to 10 times trying to start this morning. And I was not looking forward to doing it on stream. But here we are. I think we're going to be good. We might actually, it might all work out perfectly well. Holy heck, we got more audio. Good Lord. How do we turn audio off? Alright, master volume all the way down. Thank you. Okay. So, one thing I'm noticing straight away is my mouse is lagging out already on this. So we're going to bring it into a medium graphic, sync off, and go apply. Okay, there we go. Now we're able to move around a bit, which is nice. So, this is again one of this is very, 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 very similar to DRL. So this is DCL. This is drone. Drone what? What does DCL stand for? Drone something league. DRL is Drone Racing League. I'm not entirely sure what DCL is. But if we go fly, let's give it a little try. This is my actual first time playing this game. Like, I have not once flown in DCL. Ever. Have never flown with a controller in DCL. So, yeah, let's give it a try. Champions League. Oh, dude, you got it. Drone Champions League. Very good. Thank you for that, Bobby. Highly appreciate that. Marco, been here since that start. Let's go, dude. Nearly 2 hours in. Let's get it. What is the best version of Velocity Drone? I'm not sure. I just always update it. Keeps the most recent tracks. Pardon me, keeps the most recent tracks on there. Okay. Let's put us into acro mode. And we'll go. Okay. What did I just... Oh, hold on a sec. We've got our controls are slightly wrong. I was like, what's happening here? But it's because of... Nice to see Neil's comment. Way too much talking on here, Brodie. Yeah, well, why not, you know? Okay, how do we map our controls out? Throttle your should be mode 2. And close that up. Okay, this is where my issue is. So, let's assign my throttle. Input. ATR. Throttle. pitch, roll, yaw. Okay, there we go. We're good now, guys. We're good. So let's go back into the race, obviously, and get a feel for it. So this is simply made just for racing. That is the whole point of... Oh, wow. That was my whole race. How cool. The whole point of this is also to race, as it is with DRL. But why are we not working? Okay, we're good. My bad. But you can also see the graphics on this are really nice. My camera angle was bad. The graphics on this are super nice. They're very clean. They remind me of if Trip was to actually work. You get what I mean? Like, where are we going? If Trip was to actually work nicely, this is what it would look like. And what's crazy is that this is doing a whole lot more graphical work than I think even Trip would do. I came last, that's cool. How do we go to the next one? But it still manages to work a whole lot nicer. So I think Trip is very what's the wording here? Trip's very unoptimized. There we go. Trip's super unoptimized. This feels quite nice, to be honest with you. So far, I'm enjoying it. What I'm not enjoying is the fact that this cost me $30 US. It's insane. It's like a lot of money to get into this one. And then I'm presuming these are not actual dollars you have to spend. Okay, no, I got 100, so we're good. Okay, what do we got? Let's go for some free flight. Let's see what we got. Let's go for an easy track. Fly something easy. I literally just did this. Anywho. Can I up my camera angle? Apparently I can, I just don't know how. Yeah, look. Okay, we're good. This is a really clean game. And the feeling that I'm getting right now is that that is what it is. It is a game. Less so that of a simulator. So I am floating a lot in this. Like a lot. Which is kind of cool. It's kind of fun, but yeah, I definitely feel like it's more of a game than it is a sim. I feel like I've actually heard that somewhere. So I don't think I'm just saying that, but you've got your whole coming into the shop and racing to earn more money to get a different drone skin. It's like it's a really cool concept, and it will get you on there more. You know what I mean? Like, it will get you playing the game more, and you got different trails and you got different badges. It's a cool concept, and I like that. I just think it's missing your key elements. If you want to go on to do freestyle, it doesn't exist. And for the most expensive simulator, like, it's out there, you know? Like, why would you not just introduce a freestyle mode? The graphics are beautiful, and I would hope so for a game of $30 US. Obviously, it's going to have multiplayer like DRL, and that's great. But DRL is literally a third of the price. And it has nice freestyle. So I struggle to see why DCL is so much more expensive. But yeah, hey, each to their own on it. I'm going to exit out of debt. All right. So that means that we've now gone through 10 simulators. And I said 11 to start off with, and we explained that at the very start, that the 11th one was the DJI Virtual Flight Sim, and we can't do that because it's only on the phone, and I can't stream that to you guys. So here's where I'm putting some stuff. So let's run through the list real quick. This is what we've done. We've done FPV Skydive, which was free. That was made by Orca. Then we did Curry Kitten FPV Sim. That was $2, and it was an okay sim. It was alright. Maybe a little bit outdated. Then we had number 3, which was FPV Freerider at $6 US. That I know is not worth the money. It felt better physics than the previous two, but there are like no maps. It's the smallest simulator, and I wouldn't bother paying $6 for it. DRL, $10. That's probably the best value for your money so far. $10 for all of that is... That's awesome. That's a really cool price. So DRL, I think, is the most budget option that you should go for. $10 US, you can get that. You can do something, even if you're way younger and you got to go and work a week of doing the dishes and mowing lawns and whatnot for your parents. Get that $10 US and get DRL. That's actually going to be the best way that you can initially get into things if you're on a budget. Moving up is Uncrashed at $15 US. That is probably, most definitely, the most fun that I've had on a simulator. So I said that about Liftoff last time because of the introduction of the beautiful graphics and all that jazz. Now, Uncrashed takes it because it takes the functionality of Liftoff and the beauty of Trip and combines them into one. And it's so beautiful. I love Uncrashed, and I barely played it, so that's really cool. I think that's definitely going to be looking at taking a place as one of the higher ups. Then next up, that was $15. Then next up was the AI drone simulator at $16 US. That was okay. It was all good. It wasn't like, wow, this is so much better. I would go for Uncrashed. Absolutely. It has the same things. It's the same reason you'd buy it. So, yeah, kind of not worth it. Trip FPV at $17 US. Look, if you're on a MacBook M1, even with the new M1 mode, it doesn't work that great. And yes, I know I'm streaming, and it does work marginally better without me streaming, but it's not like, oh wow, I shouldn't have been streaming it. It's just like, I guess I can play with that now. It's a bit better. If you have a hearty gaming computer, or probably just a PC that is a decent PC, I think Trip is worth it. It's massive maps. You can go on there and just boost around for ages. You can do things in there. But if you put it up against Uncrashed, I would still push towards Uncrashed. You got more maps, you got more to do on those maps. I guess the only difference is that Uncrashed doesn't have Uncrashed doesn't have any of your racing maps. So Trip, you got racing to do. That's great. If you don't want to do racing and only freestyle, you go back to Uncrashed. Then next up on the list was Liftoff at $20 US. So that was the winner of the last time that I did this entire test last year. And it's still really good. It's still worth $20 US. You can't go wrong with purchasing it. If you're a very starting out beginner though, and you're looking for that one simulator that takes you from nothing to flying, I think DRL is your place to go, not Liftoff. But as an overall simulator, feel like Liftoff it's not super exciting, but it's certainly getting a potential up to the top of the lead. All right. Next after that, we had Velocidrone at $22 US. That is literally racing only. And I think it triumphs the racing category. You can't get better than it. It's been updated since last year as well, and so it's not as crappy menu system and stuff anymore. It's actually a lot better to use. Expensive sim of all. That is, yeah. If you have the will and the want to get into DCL, by all means, it's your only option. So do it. If you want a really fun racing game, that feels good, looks really nice, and kind of nails graphics and processing of those graphics on the head, then I would go for it. Then it's good. But it's okay. For $30 US, I was expecting a bit more. I saw somebody comment saying Velocitron has a freestyle pack which includes chasing, I think. Yeah, it does. And I'm pretty sure I have it. What am I... How did I miss this? Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure I have it. I've gone through so many simulators today. Let me just pull up Velocitron again. I'm pretty sure that is what I practiced to initially start chasing cars on. This is a great reminder. Let's see. I think it does, actually. I think you're very right. And I may have totally missed it. Okay, let's load it up. What drone is the best beginner 5-inch? I have flown a micro drone in acro, so I want to buy a 5-inch. What should I buy? It depends on what you want to do with it, really. If you want to learn FPV a bit more, then I would probably push you towards getting a beginner kit. I made a video on that, and it was in collaboration with Kiwi Quads. Really cool kit, and it makes your life super easy, and you get a really good understanding of building a quad, which is not something that I thought I'd ever be saying, but it was fun, and I actually enjoyed doing it. If you're racing, then you might want to look at getting like a switchback, but I don't think if you're just going from a micro drone, I wouldn't go for a switchback. But yeah, I guess Nazgul, Evoke, iFlight, just you can't go wrong with it. It's a great drone. If you're buying pre-build, then yeah, it's good. It's really nice. Now I can't remember where I found this stuff. Okay, I think I'm entirely wrong here. I misspoke on Velocitron and said that it was only for racing and it had no freestyle. From what I can remember, it does actually have, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can click this one and it puts cars in. Okay. So, yeah. So it's got an element of freestyle to it. And the upside about it is it's very realistic as well. So like this is everything that you need for actual training of maybe chasing cars or whatever. But this does cost extra and you have to buy it as an add-on. Buy uncrashed, however, and well, you get better looking cars for included and a whole lot more stuff to do. So yes, it exists. Maybe for training purposes, like the reason I bought it originally, maybe it's a great way to go and a great reason to have it. Because yeah, you can learn the feel of your drone. You can learn the feel of graphics. The feel of physics and the reality of them. But yeah, there you go. It's got abilities to go freestyle. I just don't think that it's worth it when you have other options anyways. Thanks for pointing that out, by the way. I would have completely forgotten about that, and I can't believe I have it anyways. That's funny. So yeah, this leads us on to the big moment really of coming up with what our official best in each category is. So let's start off on the beginners category. These are the winners. These are where I'm ranking them. The beginners category is DRL. They still take the lead on that. It's still the best way to get into it. And yeah, there you go. If you need to get started and you need an easy way to get in, DRL Simulator is your best bet. It's also nice and cheap, $10 US. It's reasonable, you know? It makes sense. And you can progress further on it and it gets better. As you get better, then you can progress further with different things and that side of things. Right, next up is the physics and graphics. So kind of combine those in the first point, but I think we're going to have to split them. Physics goes to Velocidrone. It nails it. And I know that because I fly Velocidrone and then I go and race in real life, and it feels super similar. Not exactly, but super similar. Then graphics, for me, goes to Uncrashed. Because Uncrashed is simply beautiful. And I can run it pretty high without it getting super glitchy. Obviously, if you can run Trip at a higher amount of, like, if you can run at higher graphics, then Trip might be the way to go for you. But I can't test that. I literally cannot. Even on the M1 version, which hasn't seemed to have done much. So, for me, best graphics goes to Uncrashed. Best physics goes to Velocidrone. Then we go and what are we going on to? The racing. So this is kind of based on the fact that it has the best physics, so it makes the most sense to race on. It would be Velocidrone for racing, but it does get a follow-up because I don't think Velocidrone's the most fun. I think it's great for racing and doing the racing, but if you want something that's like fun racing and really good-looking racing, then DCL does deserve a place. It does deserve to have a point of being like, yeah, you know what? It looks great, it's good for racing, and it's fun. So DCL is a follow-up, but it's expensive. Velocidrone if you want to race. Then, that does bring us on to the overall best simulator. And it's gonna have... Oh, actually, hold on, we're missing one. Most fun. I was like, we're missing one, hold on. The most fun simulator. Don't know if you guys can guess it. But it's Uncrashed. Uncrashed for me is just so much fun. You got heaps of different track options. You got things to do in those tracks. Sorry, maps, not tracks. Plenty to do in the maps. You can got things to chase, and it's $15, and it looks insane. The physics feel good. The graphics are next level great, and they run smoothly on M1 Max. So, yeah, I would definitely say that's the most fun. And last time Liftoff stole that. So, yeah, new champion in the Uncrashed category. New champion in the fun category is Uncrashed. Then our overall winner. This is the one that takes, if you're only getting one simulator, what should you get? And it is actually the exact same as last year. It's Liftoff. Liftoff is the best overall. It's the best jack of all trades. It doesn't master anything in particular, but it does nail them all well. The graphics are good. They're very good. They're not great, but they're good. The physics are good. They're not great, but they're good. The racing is good. It's not great, but it is good. The beginner's training is, again, good. Not great, but good. And the price is good. Not great, but it's good. So that wraps us up for today. That was a decently long stream. I've got a lot of research to continue doing, but I do hope you guys enjoyed following along for it and actually, having a bit of a chat. Yeah, man. You guys got any questions? Because I can have a chat with you guys before I head off, and then I'm gonna go and make some lunch, eat, and probably edit this video. This is the start of the actual research side of this video, and then going forward, I'm now going to have to take all of this and condense it down and cement in my opinions and make the video. So, yeah. It is fun. I really enjoy making videos. And I really appreciate you guys sticking around to actually watch them. Because without you, what's the point in making the videos, right? Like, I love making videos. But to have you guys around is awesome. And yeah, thanks heaps to... How many people have we... We've got 11 people right now. So thank you guys for sticking around. We had 268 people over the period of the stream. So, yeah. I should go live more. Fair, dude. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll give it a shot, you know? Alright. I bought Liftoff today, but $10 more potentially for DRL when I get bored of Liftoff isn't too bad. Agreed. It's not. Getting some more sims under there isn't a terrible thing. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one thing that actually I'm figuring out is that now I've got like 11 sims. I gotta actually know which one I want to fly. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be flying the Uncrash simulator quite a bit. Because that is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Liftoff was also a lot of fun. And it still is. It's just, yeah, Uncrash is now topping that. Alright. That's where I'm going to call it quits. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. And we'll catch you in the next video very soon. Alright.